In this video, we'll break down the Advisors tab inside a mortgage file, one of the most important tabs to understand because it controls far more than just who's assigned to the file. You'll learn how the team lead and mortgage advisor roles work, why position on the tab determines who receives automation tasks and emails, and how to avoid the most common setup mistakes that cause automations to fire to the wrong team member. We'll also cover how to assign realtors and lawyers, how to send them branded file updates, how to manage partner visibility in the client portal, and how each team member can set up their own personal profile so clients know exactly who they're working with. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Check it out. Okay, so in this video, we're going to explain how the Advisors tab works in a mortgage file. This is what determines how people are tagged to certain mortgage files, and that's going to dictate how some of your automations flow, what your client sees in their client portal, and so much more. So one thing to understand is that we have this spot up here that says team lead and then the user's name. The team lead is essentially who owns the Broki account. So for teams that have multiple team leads and don't want to display just one person, don't worry, there is a toggle to hide the team lead. You go to settings, members, and then where it says organization wide team lead settings, you're going to click this toggle right here and that will hide the team lead. But for the purpose of this video where I'm explaining how the Advisors tab works, it's good that I have the team lead there. Now, if I go back to this Advisors tab, you'll notice that it's myself as the team lead because I own this Broki account. And then currently it's just myself as the advisor assigned. Now, it does not matter what your title is, your quote unquote title that you set in the team settings. If you go to settings, members, you'll notice that you can actually give yourself a display title. So just because you put it at maybe sales manager, underwriter, or administrator does not mean that you're not the mortgage advisor. Our system looks at the first person assigned to a file as the mortgage advisor. So as of right now, I am the mortgage advisor. Now, this is very important to know because a lot of these automations have the option to choose to give a task to whoever the mortgage advisor is or send an email to whoever the mortgage advisor is. The mortgage advisor is always going to be the first person tagged to the file aside from the team lead. So right now, if I had an automation set up that was a pipeline stage change to create a task, meaning if it moves from application received to collecting documents, and it's set to give that task to the mortgage advisor, it would give it to myself. Now, where I see some people having some issues is they add multiple people to the file, such as, say, an assistant. Okay, so in this situation, I would still be the mortgage advisor receiving that automation. We are going to have an update shortly where everyone aside from the team lead will receive it. But it's the person in first position is the mortgage advisor. Now, don't worry. I know you see two of me here. The system has a logic to not show the client a duplicate person. So if we hop into the client portal, you'll notice that it's just showing me. If we refresh, it will also show Jen. I just had that tab open previously. So see, it shows both of us in their client portal, plus any of the lawyers and real estate agents that we had assigned. Now, what I see all the time, and where some people get confused with their automations, is they think that whoever's in this position is the person that gets those mortgage advisor tasks. And yes, but also no, it depends on if you have the team lead hidden because essentially the team lead is who's in first position and then the mortgage advisor is always the next person assigned. Now, if we go to settings, members, and we hide that team lead globally, if we go back to the file, now I moved over because the team lead's hidden and Jen is here. That doesn't mean that I'm still not in second position. I'm not in second position. I'm still in second position, meaning I'm still the mortgage advisor on the file. So what I'm trying to say is, if you have the team leads hidden and you want a specific person on your team to be receiving the tasks and emails, if you have your automation set up that way, then you'll want to make sure they are the ones that are in this position, and you could add yourself behind them. And I'll do that right now. So, and then I'll add myself behind. Sometimes you gotta refresh the page. So now that Jen is right here, she is considered the mortgage advisor because, again, there is the team lead still there. It's just not visible. So she is the mortgage advisor in this position. Soon, our update will have everyone other than the team lead be considered the mortgage advisor, and therefore all the tasks and all the stuff will get assigned to them. Now, when it comes to assigning real estate agents and lawyers, this is where you would assign them. Great way to keep track of your volume with them, the amount of transactions, but then also just be able to send them updates on the file. So you'll notice that there's this send update button next to the realtor and the lawyer. If you move the file through the stage and you want to update the realtor, you just click send update. It's going to open this form. And then you can have your own templates that you have written out, your own email templates. But by default, it's going to fetch the client's name and then the stage that it's at, and then also have access to the realtor's portal. So I'm going to save that for another video. Feel free to check out the realtor portal just by going to your partner's page and clicking into your partner and opening up the portal. But great way to just tell them that it is moving along in the process and give them access to their portal where they can track it all themselves as well. You'll notice on the side here, you can select from your email templates. You have the different subjects. You can quick CC members on your team. You can blind CC people, change out the message, and then you can also select from your different email signatures or email providers down here. So great way to send those updates. There are variables that you can include, which would be like client's name, client's first name, and so on. But in most cases, when you're sending an update, you could just as easily type out that client's name or have those variables in your templates to begin with. So the real estate one is very similar to the lawyer one. Go send update. Our default template for the lawyer is actually going to auto fetch the client's name, email, phone number, the file, the property, the amount, the bank, the type of transaction, whether it's a purchase, refinance, the closing date, lender instructions, giving them a heads up that those are going to be sent their way, and just overall a good overview for the lawyer, as well as, again, the stage that it's at and access to the lawyer's portal where they can see everyone's contact info, everyone that's involved in the file, the realtor's contact, and much more. So great way to update your partners. And aside from that, that is the gist of the advisors tab. Now remember, the mortgage advisor is the first person assigned aside from the team lead. So if you have the team lead hidden, whoever is in this position right here is going to be considered the mortgage advisor for the purpose of automations. If your team lead isn't hidden, which means the team lead would show up right here, then the mortgage advisor is whoever is in this position. So just keep that in mind. And yeah, you can add as many team members to a file as you want. You just click the add team members, and you can easily add more and more to the file, which would mean more and more will show up in the client's portal in their Your Team section. Last thing before I just hop off this video, the Your Team section, you'll notice that there is this button on all your team members that says About. If the client was to click on that, it opens up your personal profile. It's just an added touch. And to configure this, you go into your settings, profile, and then there's all these tabs, personal, professional, social proof, connect, which is all your links and so on. Fill that out, and that is what gets published to that portal. So hope this helps clarify how the advisors tab works, how the automations go out. And yeah, feel free to check out some of the other tutorials as well.